In addition to a bunch of much-needed bug fixes, iOS 26.1 brings tons of new features. Improvements to Liquid Glass improve its legibility without sacrificing its cool look, and iPad multitaskers can rejoice in the return of slide over. Here are the 20 new features you can expect on Monday. Starting with Liquid Glass, there's a new setting in Settings, Display and Brightness, Liquid Glass, that lets you choose between two visual styles, clear and tinted. Tinted doesn't disable Liquid Glass, but it does improve legibility and increase contrast. In light mode, it makes Liquid Glass a little whiter, and in dark mode, it makes it a little blacker. Of course, if you want to go even further, there's still the option in Settings, Accessibility, Display and Text Size, Reduce Transparency, which makes all of the Liquid Glass elements frosted and gray. There's a more subtle glow effect when you tap a Liquid Glass element, like a sheet or a text field. It's no longer a really bright flash. And in Maps, it seems to have been removed entirely. There's a bouncier control center animation when you swipe down from the top of the screen. All of the controls have more inertia, bouncing like jelly. New video playback controls in the Photos app are inset within a Liquid Glass toolbar, so they stand out more. And finally, Liquid Glass keypad buttons in the Phone app have a reflective sheen to them, unlike the basic drop shadow they had before. Moving on to the iPad, Slide Over has returned as part of its new freeform windowing mode. Tap and hold on the green button and tap Enter Slide Over to make it float on top of everything else. It's kind of like picture-in-picture for your apps. You can still throw it off the screen and swipe in from the edge to bring it back. You can resize it as big as you want. And unlike the old system, you no longer have a separate slide-over multitasking switcher. Also, the hide others, and close all commands have been added to the menu bar. More window management tools copied from the Mac. Even the same keyboard shortcuts work. Command H, Option Command H, and Option Command W. Moving on to some more user interface tweaks, Swipe to Skip Track is a new gesture you can perform in the Music app. You can swipe on the mini player at the bottom of the screen, or on the song title from the Now Playing screen. Swipe left to skip a track, or swipe right to rewind. There's a new lock screen alarm interface that makes it a little harder to turn off an alarm or timer. You can tap the big orange button to snooze, but to turn it off, you have to swipe the stop button. A new setting lets you disable the lock screen swipe to open the camera. If you use the camera control button to open the camera, like I do, then disabling this can prevent your camera from accidentally being opened through your pants pocket, a recurring problem in my life. You can find it in Settings, Camera, all the way towards the bottom. The new Apple TV logo has a rainbow glow of color. This coincides with the Apple TV Plus service being renamed Apple TV. Labels and text are now left-aligned in home screen folders, app library folders, and in section headers in the Settings app. Context menus in the Photos app have been redesigned. When you tap and hold on a photo, there are 3 prominent buttons at the top to share, favorite, and delete. When you select a group of photos and tap the More button, there are 3 buttons at the top to play as slideshow, favorite, and hide. Some more miscellaneous settings and features. You have more options available when you go to manually log a fitness workout. You can set your workout type from the long list of options available, duration and start time, estimate your active calories burned, and how much effort you put in. When you plug in an external microphone, you can now adjust the microphone gain from Control Center. If you have a really sensitive microphone, this can prevent the audio from peaking and sounding blown out. In Settings, General, Local Capture, you can now choose where to save your local recordings and whether to include video or just audio. A new option in Settings, Apps, Phone lets you disable the haptic feedback when a phone call is answered or dropped. Personally, I think this is one of the best new additions in iOS 26, so I don't recommend disabling it, but you can if you want to. In Settings, Privacy and Security, you can now automatically install security improvements to help keep your phone a little safer. Last and definitely least, Apple Intelligence now supports all of these additional languages, as does AirPods Live Translation. And those are all the new features in iOS 26.1. If you haven't yet updated to iOS 26, check out my video on the 70 plus new features there. I'm Griffin Jones with Cult of Mac.